Okay. You are able to see my screen, right? And my voice is also clear. So we'll just discuss the input types, and then we'll see if you have any doubts and all, we'll clear that. So after that, we'll have that doubt clarification session. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So we'll clear. Okay. So input, as I already told, that whatever if we are going to get some sort of data from the user, all those things we will call it as the input, right? So what type of inputs that we can get from the user? So we can get user phone number, right? We can get user email. We can get user password. We can get user can select what do you call the date and time, right? All these things will be the input types, right? So we will see there are different type of inputs where we can allow user to enter the particular uh, a particular parameters with particular data through the input fields. So input is a self-closing tag. Okay, and here you can mention the type. So what type of input it is? Text. Let us take it as text input. Okay, and there is one more property called as placeholder. Okay, enter your name. So let's run this. Okay, are you able to see this? Enter your name is there inside the text field, right? Inside this input. So there is one more parameter that we can use. Mostly we will use one more HTML tag to mention what type of input it is. That is called as label. Okay. So this is just to show the data, data in the sense, so just to show the text onto the web. That's it. Nothing to do with the label. So it's like a normal text view tag. How we have H1, H2, H3 paragraph tags and all. So wherever we are going to use the input, we will use mostly we will use the label tag to mention the type of the input it is, what type of input it is. Okay, and if you want to show this one, what do you call the text on one line and the next data into the next line. So there is one more tag called as BR tag, break tag. Okay, break tag. So break tag is also a self-closing tag. So what it will do, it will break that particular line into the, it will break the particular line so that whatever the content is there, that will come into the second line. You understood? So that is the use of the break line, break tag. I'll just write. I'll just write here break tag is used to uh, break the data into into different like content to next line. That is the use of the break tag. Why we'll use the label tag to show the text to user. Okay, same like p header and tags, but we'll use mostly the label tag wherever we are going to use the input tag. Okay, so I am going to use one more break here. Okay, I don't want to use here. So placeholder is nothing but it will show the content inside your text boxes. Not only the text boxes, inside your input boxes. So you can see here, if I enter something, the placeholder has been went up, right? So that is the use of the placeholder. Okay, so same like this, what I am going to do, there will be different type of inputs. I am going to enter your phone number. Phone number is what type of input? It is in phone number we will not enter the what do you call the text and all, right? In phone number input we will enter only the numbers, right? We'll enter only the numbers. So we have to give here numbers. So if we type something number, if you type something, it will not work. You can enter only the numbers. You can enter only numbers. You cannot type any text. You can see the difference also. When we make this particular thing as the number, here you got something plus down and up arrow, because this represent that this is the number related text field, input field. Okay, so like this we have different type of inputs. We will discuss one by one. Okay, and if you want, I already told you that we can create the button also with the help of the input, right? How can we create that? You can just give button input. So you can mention here button input. So here you can mention type as button. Okay. You can mention the type as in button, and here I'm going to do the break one. Let's copy paste this. And here you can mention if you want name button. So this name is different. Okay, so let's create one more type of input. So what type of input? If you want calendar and all, how can we take that? Okay, so we can show calendar also to the user, right? How can we do that? Okay, so in place of button you can mention date. Date. You can see this calendar has been opened, right? If the input type is date, calendar will get open. Okay, so if I want to open the time, okay, if I want to show the time, how can we do that? Here you can mention time, and there is one more property for that one, so that is called as date time. Date time. So date time. So you can see date time. Mention local. Yeah. So now you can see here it was open. So where you can enter the date and also the time. If I open this, you can see here. So calendar also open and time also open. Understood? So whatever the current time it is showing here. So let's just try time. Okay. So I will writing some other line. Just a time input. If you want to get the time input, you can just enter time. That means we are going to ask user to select only the time. Okay, so user click on this one and select the time. This is one type of input that we can ask. So from here user can select date and time. This is this type of input only for date, and this is for only time. Clear? So like this we have lot. We'll discuss a few more input types. Few more input types most useful. So we can ask user to enter the email, right? So email, the input type itself, it will check the email format. Okay, and few more like email will ask password. So password means it will be hidden format. PASSWORD. Okay, so you can see if I type something in the password, the field has been changed, right? So in email, you can find out the difference when we use it in the forms. So now you cannot find any difference because validation will happen when we submit something. Okay, so but this is the email text input related field, and for password it will be hidden. So how can we make it visible? I can just make it a text. It will be visible. If you type something, it will be visible. And that one we'll see later. There are few advanced things like we can customize all these things. When we learn the CSS, you can change the complete style of this one. The text field, there will be different type of inputs. You can see here. This is also one of the input only, right? So here one icon, at the end one icon is there, right? And the color of the background color, the border, you can see the radius. So border radius, it has tilted, right? Little bit tilt is there at the borders. So all these things we can do with the help of the CSS. Okay, don't worry about it, we'll discuss later. So just there are different type of inputs that you can just know about it. That is enough for this session. Okay, so and what we can ask user, we can ask user to upload the file, right? You can just provide file. Okay, so if I select some sort of file, okay, you can see the file name as well, right? I can select any file. Okay, that file name has been selected here, and we'll see few more like what we have discussed most of the things. What else is required? More. We'll have some more input called checkboxes. Okay, checkbox, checkbox. Okay, checkbox. This will be useful when we want to ask user to select multiple options. Then these type of checkboxes will be useful. And there is one more called radio. This thing, right? Circle, and there will be a dot. We can so dot type of UI will come, right? So that is the radio input. Okay, this is radio input. Okay, this is radio input and this is checkbox. These are the most useful things. So you will understand why these things required and what can we do with the help of this thing. Okay, these are the useful things. There are a lot other tags will be there. If you want, you can refer the different type of tags. But if you know this, this is more that is more than enough. Okay, so that's it about the inputs. uh, if you know this, then it will be good, because whenever we are going to implement the complete website, then you should have to remember different types for the input. Okay, there will be but number input, button input, you can submit as well, button submit. Okay, submit input, date, time, local, time, email. So all these things will be fixed. If you change this thing, what you call date to caps D, you can see it is recognizing, right? And if you just make some data, so spelling mistakes, it will not recognize what type of input it is. So ensure that you have entered proper spelling, and always remember the type must be in the small letters. If it is cap letter also, no problem, but some of the browsers will not recognize what type of input it is. Okay, so it's always recommended to mention the type of the input in the small letters. Okay, and remember all different type of inputs. All these are different type of inputs. For checkbox, you need it will be the checkbox. The name of the type will be checkbox. Radio and file, date. This one is date, time. This is also time input. I don't know why I have created multiple times. So this one is also no problem. So just remember all the different type of the inputs. So there are much things to discuss in the input. This is a very basic thing, and this is what it will be there in the discussion also for the about the inputs. Where is this time? Sure, we can- The content itself, it was hidden input. So that is what about the input slides. So if we have, you can just refer this. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know. So we'll discuss, we'll clear all your doubts. Okay, and Monday you will be having the what do you call the module, not module, weekly test. వాయిస్ వినిపించడం లేదా? ఓపెన్ అవ్వట్లేదా వీడియోస్? అన్ని వీడియోస్ ఓపెన్ అవ్వట్లేదా లేకుంటే ఒక పర్టికులర్ వీడియో నేను చూస్తాను లేకుంటే నేను మళ్ళీ అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను. ఎస్ ప్రణీత్, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ వాట్స్ యువర్ డౌట్. You can ask, guys, if you have any doubts, please ask. If you have any doubts regarding till now whatever we have discussed, please ask, we'll clear. And so Monday there will be a weekly test. Okay, everyone must have to attend. So for today task is to practice all the inputs, all the header, paragraph tags, and whatever the tags that we have discussed. We can do edit this input within the browser, right? What does it mean? I didn't get you, Pranit. We can do edit these input within the browser. I didn't get you, Pranit. Can you please elaborate what it is? Yes, by using the inspect option. So I haven't explained you about the inspect option right now because there are a lot of things to explain in the inspect option. So I haven't explained you now. Yes, with the help of the inspect option, you can edit all these things. You can edit anything, whatever you want. But that will be in the local within that particular page only. Once you refresh, the complete things whatever you have edited, it will gone. It will not store in the main place. Okay, I will explain you about the inspector later. I think if I explain now, you will get confusion because I need to explain you about the elements console. There will be something called source network. What is the performance? What is memory? Application security? All these things I need to explain. So in the next session, I will explain the inspect about the browser, these things and all. Not only in the might not be in the next session, in the upcoming sessions we'll explain. So good, you have asked something now, someone. Okay, so guys, you can request to unmute. I will approve the unmute option so that you can talk. How to practice in mobile? I already told you to use one website, right? Where is that? Online edited codepen.io. You can open this website, okay, and sign up with your credentials with phone, with the email and all. Sign up with email. So you can enter your email name, everything. So after that, click on start. Okay, it will open like this. It will open like this. Okay, so you can write your complete HTML. So here you can directly you can write the HTML code, like you no need to write the complete structure of the skeleton of the HTML here. I have click on Control S, so it is showing, and here you can enter label, date, and put label. Okay, so here you can type input, type equals to date, time hyphen local. Okay, you can see this. The same thing, whatever in browser it is opening, in local, from the local code it is opening, in your mobile also it will open in this way. So you can write your complete HTML here. So if the CSS and all you can write here. Excel width pixel. So from here you can write the complete CSS. I will explain you the CSS later. You can see. You can do a lot of things. Okay, CSS I don't want to confuse now. But you can write the complete CSS here, and if you want any JavaScript you can write here. Okay, so once you write you can save this. So if you save, once you log in it will directly show you to save. So you can, if you save it, so it will be there itself. You can change the name what it is. So basics HTML 1 something, whatever the name that you want to save this particular file, you can save, so that whenever you come to this website, after login it will be there in your website itself. So like this you can practice in your mobile as well. Clear? Okay, so if you have doubts you can just request to unmute. I will approve that so that you can you can unmute and talk. Yes guys, any other doubts? Every class is important, so in the upcoming sessions there will be a lot more interesting things, interesting topics will come, so please attend and ensure that everything is clear. So Monday there will be a test. Everyone should have to write that. Good, good. Any others having doubts? I have 116 members. Anyone, any type of doubt, you can ask me. If you want to talk, you can just unmute. Accept that you can talk.